Welcome to our humble abode, our Keystone Cougar fifth wheel. Yep, this baby's been our home sweet home as we wander across North America, like a couple of caffeinated tumbleweeds. We figured it was high time to give you a sneak peek inside. But, of course, we couldn't just do a normal tour. Nah, we had to spice things up a bit. So grab your favorite drink, coffee, tea, margarita, pickle juice, no judgment, and join us for a few laughs and maybe even a couple of wait, what moments.
So yesterday we actually sat down and tried to film a walkthrough.
We figured it was good to do a walkthrough video for you all.
You know, standard storage down here with your breaker panel.
We did that yesterday. We filmed the whole thing. Welcome to This Is Our Home. Look at the outside. Let's take you on the inside.
It sucks.
And it sucks. It's literally just us walking through our home, pointing at
That cupboard.
telling you what it is.
That cupboard. How many times do you actually want to do a walkthrough of a fifth wheel where you don't really care about half the stuff? Yeah, I mean, I can't really say anything about propane.
This is the entryway. And you know what it is, because you have eyes, and you can see what everything is. But this did not stop us. We still want to give you a good video showing our home.
This is us doing a walkthrough our way.
Showing you what we like, what we love, and don't like. Welcome to home.
I don't get to come over here very often because Katie's usually sitting up here and taking up the whole space.
This is where I live. I don't mean that in an introduction way of welcome to the home. I mean, this is like where I spend a lot of my time.
Which is all right, you know? It's a little give and take relationships. That's what they're all about.
Brian sits over there. I sit over here. And I am not a person that enjoys sitting like this all the time. I am a fidgety mover, so I kind of like to lounge and crawl about and move around and look at shit. I love this spot because I have this huge view with all these windows to look out at the spectacular views we're always in. However,
I guess the useless part of this right now is that there's a bed underneath, but we haven't had any company yet.
there's usually two huge, luscious backing pillows right here. But they were so thick that I could barely fit my butt on the couch sideways. And it was just such a waste of space. So we took those off and I put a couple blankets here and some throw pillows. So that way I can completely lay sideways and there's actually room for Brian to be over here every once in a while and cuddle with me. Can you scoot back? Alright, my neck hurts. That's all I can do. Usually I'm like this watching the TV and Brian is over there like that, which is great. And this is what I get to see. We literally have to poke our heads around the freaking corner to talk to each other. Two built-in side tables, and it is where my plant babies live. Tomato plants, jalapeno, basil, all that good stuff. I love just looking at them and talking to them. So this is my perfect little nook that I like hanging out on. It is a little short, so can't quite sprawl out, but we will make that a necessary thing for our next couch.
The next project that we may do, we're definitely going to put in a larger couch. Because when you're on a couch, whoever sits normal on it, everybody's usually curled up with the legs on their side, you know, or laying down on it, you know, where you can cross legs and enjoy each other's company while you fidget, talk on your phone, maybe watch a movie or something like that.
Everyone needs a big, huge, luscious couch to curl up on.
This is my reclining heaven. Pretty much only me over here in this little part of the island. And but it's pretty comfortable, I will say. I don't use the massage features and stuff like that very often. But what I do here is mainly edit for videos. Enhance. 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 Any computer work here, because it at least kind of, you know, keeps your legs bent, keeps you comfortable. When you get tired, you know, you can just kind of lean back and take a nap for 5 minutes. What? What?
It kind of reminds me of a lolly chair.
What do you want to do? I don't know. Something.
Because it has, like, so many built-in features. Like, the cup holders literally light up. Like, who really needs that? And it's so bright. It's not like a mood lighting thing. It's so bright it just blinds you. But, you know, it's a cool feature to show the ladies if you're trying to impress.
All the little features the chair has. Plugging in your phone so you don't have to get up. It's got USB and USB-Cs. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty comfortable. I mean, I'd much rather be over there hanging out with Katie, but, you know, I just look around the wall when I need to. Pretty easy, pretty standard, comfortable. Tell me you love the island.
I love this island. Nothing will tear us apart. Except maybe things we can't say on this channel. I really like this island. The layout of the kitchen, kind of submerged in the living area, was a big seller for us because there's a lot of counter space. There's space on either side of the stove, and I can kind of be with people that are in the living area while I'm cooking and while we're making tea and whatnot.
This here lets you still get all the views out the window. You can still be cooking here or making something and talking to somebody or talking to people that are laid throughout. And you're not just completely disconnected. You just don't have your back turned to everybody. You get to be a part of whatever's going on and still do all your fun little work.
The sink did come with 2 cover items. I'm guessing that this is a cutting board, but I don't use plastic cutting boards, so we never really use this. So this usually just lives under the sink. We do use the drying... just smashed my hand in a puddle of water. We do use the drying rack side a lot. This is just always here, drying dishes, doing its job. We did do a couple little upgrades for our sink. We put a soap dispenser because Brian and I hate those random soap bottles that just fall everywhere. They get gooey and nasty, and this is just out of the way, sleek, clean. You always need soap at the sink, so why not just make it a part of your sink?
We definitely love to cook, and they set it up pretty well. You know, you can chop here or chop there and, you know, have a bunch of ingredients wherever you need it, ultimately.
We also have a extra filtered drinking water tap. Ta-da! I really like that. It's great. And we didn't plan on this, but another amazing thing is that our kettle barely fits under it. So when we fill it up, it's just super easy and we don't have to put it in a sink or anything.
Sure, when I put the water spigot in, I put in a filter system, so not only are we filtered when we fill up our tanks, but we're filtered for drinking water as well, just to be sure. One of the other things I use this for is for my mead. We make homemade mead, and mead takes, you know, the dark and dreary spot cellar to make a little bit of wine kind of item. And this is our newest batch. So it's a hobby, gives us something to do while we're on the road. And this one's looking pretty good. We're both pretty excited to break it out. If you guys are ever interested in making mead, there's a bunch of tutorials online. It's super easy. One of the cool things that I like is, and I know this is really plain, the trash can setup. There's 2 small trash cans, which makes it really convenient. Be able to pull it out, throw it away, switch, or use both. You know, if one's full, or if you want to recycle in one. I know it's silly, but I like it.
Are you human? Do you like to eat food? Do you not want to spend money? Don't use your propane stove and oven. Use electricity, because it's free with solar power sunshine. This Furrion range and oven works great. It runs on propane, there's 3 burners, has storage down below as well. But we don't really use it, because we don't want to pay for propane. We bought a cheapo little hot plate that we cook 90% of our meals on. We just plug it in here at this magic little tower.
I've baked in this a couple times. It did okay. The temperature really kind of seems to fluctuate a little bit. And if you need to check like bread, like I was making banana bread. Yeah, I was making banana bread, and you have to check it to make sure that it's done. So when you open it, it really lost quite a bit of heat. So you got to do it quite quick. You're almost better off just pulling it out. But I mean, it is what it is. It works really good. Having 2,000 watts of solar lets us kind of break things up a little bit. We'll use a microwave to thaw things out, I guess, and the hot plate. But Katie's been pretty much prepping and doing all of our meals in our Ninja 11-in-1, which is a pressure cooker and all that madness. And I'll let her tell you about that.
You want to see my 11-in-1? So why did we choose to get this gigantic spaceship of a food cooker? We got it because it has a pressure cook setting in it. When we were on the boat, we saved a ton of fresh water, time, and energy using a pressure cooker to cook as many things as we could on the boat. This does that. It saves us energy and time and water, and everything tastes freaking amazing and delicious. But not only is it a pressure cooker, it can also steam, slow cook, sear and saute. It's an air crisper, air fryer thing. It does everything. Sous vide. I don't think we'll ever use that, but we never know. So it has a normal lid and a pressure cooking lid. It holds a ton of food. If I fill this thing most of the way up to the max limit, it probably gives us about a dozen meals, honestly. I've never done that in fear of making something that sucks. But Brian actually tried baking in here, and it freaking worked.
It works better than this.
This makes bread and pizookies, pasta, slow cooked pork, chili with the cornbread baked on top. I'm in love with this thing. I'm gonna replace Brian with it.
Hey, look. Table. We have a lovely Furrion 12-volt fridge. It holds things and makes them cold. And you get fingerprints all over it. We were actually pretty impressed with this when we bought it. And this is the pantry. So coming from boat life to land life and RV life, this pantry might as well be a bedroom on a boat. So pretty exciting stuff. This is where we keep all of our food. There used to be a plug here, and I moved that plug up here into this like daily storage, grab a camera because you need it, sunglasses, things like that. And, of course, duct tape. So I put this plug up here to be able to just plug in for charging of anything that needs charging, and put in the Acrono to be able to keep an eye on all of our power for batteries, solar, things like that. This made it so much easier than checking an app on your phone and having to scroll through each little thing.
It is really nice to just be able to tap the screen and figure out our power situation whenever I'm in the kitchen heating something up or cooking. It's just nice to know where you stand with all that. You don't need to find your phone and fumble with it. I can literally just hit it with my elbow and my hands have food goo all over them. Well, that's fantastic. I'm really glad we did that.
And then we have cabinets.
I was thinking about what I really do like about this bathroom. And I do like the layout of having the shower next to the narrow space so that it feels more like a square cube of a room. As a girl doing my hair and things, it's nice to have the shower open and to have elbow room to flail around. Whereas some of those bathrooms that are just kind of a hallway, they feel claustrophobic, and I don't like elbowing walls. As well as having so much natural lighting in here, we have a fart fan hatch, a skylight, and a window. So you get a cross breeze for those stinky taco days, and just amazing natural light. Most of the time I don't even turn the light on. I've actually left and had flipped the switch and actually accidentally turned the light on because it was so bright in here I thought the light was on. As well as having this huge mirror that reflects all that light that is happening in here.
I'm in the shower, and what I actually enjoy is being able to sit down in the shower. I've never sat down in a flippin' shower before. This is a luxury. And the funny part is I wanted to make sure that there was a place for Katie to sit so she could shave her legs a lot easier than what we had to go through on the boat. And now I think I probably use it more than she does.
Do you really?
Probably. I use it every time I come in here. So one of the things that I did and added in here was a real simple and easy thing to try and help save water while you're taking a shower, is I put in a foot pedal. All you got to do is turn on the faucet and then just let it, hey, that's actually warm. I'm taking a shower today. It was a great thing to do. It saves a lot of water when you're trying to just not go into town or have to refill your tanks, except for maybe once a month.
I have a question for you guys that love having two sinks in one bathroom. What do you use two sinks for? I'm just curious. Am I missing out? Is there something I'm not getting? I feel like it's just twice as many sinks to clean. Good morning. Ooh, look at me. I have makeup on and my hair is already done. I think the bedroom is a good setup, a good design. I think it's a little big for me personally because I don't really see the point in having access to the bed on the sides. On the boat, we just had access at the foot end, and I think that was adequate. I do really enjoy the two little windows on either side at the head of the bed. So when it gets hot, we can just open them up and we get that nice cross breeze. Or when we hear a weird animal at night, I can just kind of open it up and kind of peek out and see what's going on. And I also love the window at the foot of the bed because it is pretty huge and I can still enjoy the sunrise while still being cozied up in bed with a cup of coffee.
There's quite a bit of storage underneath the bed. It comes with a dresser. One of the great big plans we had was this closet is actually plumbed for a washer and dryer, but we don't have one. We were going to get one, or we thought about getting one. Logistically, when you're boondocking all the time, you'd use probably a pretty decent amount of water. I can't say for sure, so if you know, leave a comment below. But it's already pre-plumbed. We're now just using it for, laundry, small little storage stuff. In the bedroom and the living area, they both come with their own separate AC, which is really plush. It's really plush. Which you could easily control from the control center to turn this one on. It does a really good job at cooling things off in here and staying cooler even when the temperatures get up into the 90s, stuff like that. So we're both pretty happy about that. The silly thing in here is that the vents that are giving you all the cold air are about 24 inches away from the exhaust fan that pulls all the cold air up. So if one of you designers want to step in here and tell me why in the F you did something like this, people like us would really like to know. Now we're going to go outside and show you some of the other stuff that we like outside. I was pretty impressed with the amount of storage that there is in the garage access. That's all I really wanted to kind of point out. It gave us the ability to It gave us the ability to put all of our Victron and solar equipment and inverter up in here and keep it clean and nice, plenty of room. The fun thing is that there's power in here. You could put a TV in here, not that we ever watch that much television. So what we did decide to go with for pulling our fifth wheel was Chevy. We picked the Chevy 2500 4x4. I think is pretty much the standard stock issue that it comes with. It's got the diesel with the Allison 10-speed. This thing pulls like a champ. There's been no hill that we haven't been able to conquer, and it's getting really impressive gas mileage right now. At one point in time when we were coming up here, we got 13 miles per gallon.
What are you doing up there?
Solar!
It's hard because I have to pucker my toes to keep my shoes on.
Originally, Katie was hoping to be able to lay up here naked and enjoy the sun with, you know, no interaction from anybody else. But I took it all up with solar panel and power.
Free power. After the giant initial price tag.
This is our solar playground. We run this rig with 2,000 watts of solar. It does a really good job for us. It should, with as much as we paid for it. Each panel is 250 watts. We've got two sets set up a little bit differently, but we're going to come out with a solar update on how things have been running for us, probably the next episode or two, so keep an eye out for that. And hey, if you want to watch the story of when we build this, which I think is pretty funny, there's a link right up here. Yeah. Oh yeah, and we have Starlink.
The birds really do like to poop on it, huh?
Do you have any final thoughts? That's really good.
Smooth.
Do you have any final thoughts on our fifth wheel?
I'm from California where apartments are very tiny. And I lived in those really tiny apartments. So I feel like it's a luxury. It's really big. I don't feel like I'm missing out on any space, honestly.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. It is really spacious and really comfortable. The design layout is really nice. The ease of access of the drawers, and they thought of distances between the fridge and the center island for drawers coming out or even having to be removed. It's not some crazy tight fit, or pretty easy to work on and make it yours. You know, you can put command strips up and hang some paintings. We put paintings up that we've done that we don't want to get rid of. She's really easy to tow. I was used to towing you know, boats, etc., with a bumper pull, and having a fifth wheel and being able to tow this as easily as we have been, it's been a little bit, I'm not even sure of the word. It's been easy. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, I know how to drive. Okay, I know I'm pulling something, but it reacts right away, and the turning radius isn't as horrible as I thought it would be.
There have been so many instances where we're going around a corner or trying to get through somewhere, and I'm thinking there's no way we're going to be able to turn. We're going to be able to do this, or we're going to have to back up. I'm going to have to hop out to help Brian. But no, Brian just freaking turns and does it and nails the geometry, and we get around a lot more corners and stuff than I thought we would. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.